Yeah, well, g'day everybody. Look, it's Saturday the 22nd of October 2022. Now, here's a little picture of the overland train that runs between Adelaide and Melbourne. Look, just discussing that train and my concept for a solution to the problem of it, in other words, the way it is operating at the present time. It's only twice a week. It's locomotive hauled, slow and very noisy, and by that I mean there's a couple of bounce, so to speak, and sounds and squeaks and bangs all the way. Lounge car's pretty reasonable and so on, but the thing is, my suggestion is to have a standard gauge velocity train, or expand that to say 5 cars, where there'd be 2 first class, a snack bar lounge, and there'd be 2 economy class cars on that train. It'd be a 5-car set, in other words. It could operate every day, Adelaide to Ararat and return. And then you'd have a Melbourne to Ballarat and Ararat train and return every day. Cross the platform transfer in Ararat. Now, before anyone says, oh, but people don't like to change trains. Well, right now, they do change trains quite a lot, or even from a train to the bus. To give you examples, going to Mildura, you get a train to Swan Hill, then you get a bus. If you want to go a daylight service to Adelaide, other than the overland, you have to get a train to Bendigo, and then you get a bus. So a relatively fast and comfortable and smooth velocity train, which can travel at, it won't do 160 on the standard gauge, but it might do 120, 130, at least even a bit more, let's say, at times, would be a great improvement. And also, I say at a minimum, be 90 minutes, if not 2 hours quicker than the current train service. So I've put that idea up to the Public Transport Users Association in Victoria, which are the main lobby group, shall we say, for public transport services. And I've also mentioned to them the idea of a velocity based in Mildura to run Mildura to Maryborough and return, basically like the Adelaide Melbourne idea, every day with a train broad gauge from Melbourne to Maryborough, change at Maryborough for Mildura. Wouldn't it be a great deal of change over the running times as the train was in the past, but it would be at least you change trains and get on, it'd be a train all the way rather than a train then a bus. Well, these ideas, in my opinion, are worthwhile considering, and I hope something is done about it. So I'm not looking for any credit or anything like that. All I'd like people to do is to put the idea up and just simply see, now that the election is occurring in Victoria for next month, to contact the government and also the opposition in Victoria. I'd like to do the same. In particular to the opposition, I think I could send them a video and talk about that, the changes that I just mentioned, be quite relevant to them. And somebody should do something about it, because we can't go on with a twice a week slow and noisy train service for very much longer. So thanks for viewing, and if you want to make a polite and civil comment or so on in a conversation, that's just great. So thanks very much for that.